Hi, and welcome back to Bible Discussions. I am Rachel Hunt, and we are just in the middle of the story in Judges, dealing specifically with Gideon and the 300 soldiers that through the power of God, they would have been able to defeat an entire army. So we read Judges 6 the last time, and if you missed that, you can go back and take a look at Judges 6. Today, we are going to look at Judges 7, so let us jump right in. All right, so I encourage you to follow along. I am using the New International Version for ease of understanding. And we, again, would have read Judges 6. So I encourage you to take a look at that because this is the continuation of the story. Early in the morning, Jerubbaal, that is Gideon, and all his men camped at the spring of Harod. The camp of Midian was north of them in the valley near the hill of Moriah. The Lord said to Gideon, "You have too many men. I cannot deliver Midian into their hands, or Israel will boast against me. My own strength has saved me. Now, announce to the army, anyone who trembles with fear may turn back and leave Mount Gilead." So 22,000 men left, with 10,000 remaining. But the Lord said to Gideon, "There are still too many men. Take them down to the water, and I will thin them out for you there. If I say, this one shall go with you, he shall go. But if I say, this one shall not go with you, he shall not go." So Gideon took the men down to the water. There the Lord told him, "Separate those who lap the water with their tongues as a dog laps from those who kneel down to drink." 300 of them drank from cupped hands, lapping like dogs, and the rest got down on their knees to drink. The Lord said to Gideon, "With the 300 men that lapped, I will save you and give the Midianites into your hands. Let all the others go home." So Gideon sent the rest of the Israelites home, but kept the 300 who took over the provisions and trumpets of the others. Now the camp of Midian lay below him in the valley. During that night, the Lord said to Gideon, "Get up, go down against the camp, because I am going to give it into your hands. If you are afraid to attack, go down to the camp with your servant Purah and listen to what they are saying. Afterward, you will be encouraged to attack the camp." So he and Purah, his servant, went down to the outposts of the camp. The Midianites, the Amalekites, and all the other eastern peoples had settled in the valley, thick as locusts. Their camels could no more be counted than the sand on the seashore. A lot of people were there. Wow. Gideon arrived just as a man was telling his friend his dream. "I had a dream," he was saying. A round loaf of barley bread came tumbling into the Midianite camp. It struck the tent with such force that the tent overturned and collapsed. His friend responded, "This can be nothing other than the sword of Gideon, the son of Joash the Israelite. God has given the Midianites and the whole camp into his hands." When Gideon heard the dream and its interpretation, he bowed down and worshipped. He returned to the camp of Israel and called out, "Get up, the Lord has given the Midianite camp into our hands." Dividing the 300 men into 3 companies, he placed trumpets and empty jars in the hands of all of them, with torches inside. "Watch me," he told them. "Follow my lead. When I get to the edge of the camp, do exactly as I do. When I and all who are with me blow our trumpets, then from all around the camp, blow yours and shout for the Lord and for Gideon." Gideon and 100 men with him reached the edge of the camp at the beginning of the middle watch, just after they had changed the guard. They blew their trumpets and broke the jars that were in their hands. The 3 companies blew the trumpets and smashed the jars. Grasping the torches in their left hand and holding in their right hand the trumpets they were to blow, they shouted, "A sword for the Lord and for Gideon." While each man held his position around the camp, all the Midianites ran, crying out as they fled. When the 300 trumpets sounded, the Lord caused the men throughout the camp to turn on each other with their swords. The army fled to Beth Shittah towards Jerah, as far as the border of Abel Meloah near Tebach. Israelites from Naphtali, Asher, and all Manasseh were called out, and they pursued the Midianites. Gideon sent messengers throughout the hill country of Ephraim, saying, "Come down against the Midianites and seize the waters of the Jordan ahead of them as far as Beth Barah." So all the men of Ephraim were called out as they seized the waters of the Jordan as far as Beth Barah. They also captured two of the Midianite leaders, Oreb and Zeb. They killed Oreb at the rock of Oreb and Zeb at the winepress of Zeb. They pursued the Midianites and brought the heads of Oreb and Zeb to Gideon, who was by the Jordan. All right, so we see here that it was pretty interesting what happened to the Midianites and Amalekites and all the people of the east that came against Israel. Now, the children of Israel, those 300 men, they literally put the fear of God in them, right? And then, of course, they called all the other men to go after them. But it was really, as the Bible clearly stated, to have persons understand that it was God that saved them and not them that saved themselves. Because again, they may have found it tempting to go back and try to rely on their own strength or try to go back to idols for their salvation, when in truth and in fact, God is the only Savior. It says in Isaiah that He is God, He is the only Savior, right? So it's a really, really powerful story that no matter how things look around us, no matter if we're surrounded by enemies, we're surrounded by fear, know that God is greater and that God can save in the most miraculous and awe-inspiring ways, more than we can ever imagine. So in this biblical account, in this passage of Judges 7, I really see the hand of God moving in a miraculous way. And I believe that He can still move in a miraculous way in our lives today. So tell us in the comments, what do you think about this biblical account? How can you apply it to your life? What lessons can you take from it that maybe you can teach to others? So let us know in the comments and let's discuss the word of the Lord together. We are going to have more Bible stories read. So if you have any particular biblical accounts that you would like me to do, feel free to leave that in the comments as well. And I will add it to the list as I go on exploring the Bible, and hopefully you will come along on that journey as well. All right, until next time.